My background in art. Well, my parents were artistically inclined. They met working at WNYC Public Radio, and so the radio was always on. They were always bringing me to museums. Later, my mom would start to work in development in museums, so it was always a huge part of my life. And I was always drawing and acting, and I got my first cassette recorder at the age of, I think, 6, and I was always making recordings. I think every child has that playful, creative side of themselves, and I was very lucky to grow up in a household that really encouraged that and allowed it to prolong into maturity. So I grew up in New York, but not New York City. I grew up in the suburbs, but I don't know how to drive. I don't have a driver's license, and I should have learned how to drive. I lived in a place where people drove. But the reason I don't know how to drive is because there's one thing I did when I wasn't in school, and it was I went to the arthouse cinema, and it was on the train line. And so instead of like going to parties or going to hang out and do what other kids did, I would just hop on the train and just go see whatever was playing at Jacob Burns Film Center. Shout out, amazing. But oh my God, arthouse film is so wildly important, especially if you're a weird kid and you feel alone and you think no one feels the same way you do, or you don't get to meet a lot of people who are very different from each other. It was like I was on a desert island just watching these messages in bottles pour in, and I got to open them and I got to see them and read them, and all those films that I saw resonated with me so much and totally formed who I am. And the people of Olympia are so lucky to have a theater like this that most of them can probably just walk to. They don't even have to take a train. Olympia and I haven't known each other for very long. I just got here. But I really like it here because clearly there's just a creative and communal spirit. And then lo and behold, as I've been walking through town, I've seen all these people in bookstores and coffee shops, and everyone's like nodding and saying hello, and I already feel extremely welcomed into the fold. And other filmmakers are saying, come back on Monday and see my film. These are neighbors and creators all living together and appreciating each other. Also, I mean, the thrift is amazing, come on. The Olympia Film Society, well, oh my God, the programming in this film festival has been really extraordinary. And the films are documentary, queer, independent, DIY, canonical Whit Stillman films, children's cartoons, 35mm, 16mm. They seem to be these things that have, these films that have nothing to do with each other. And then you can find these commonalities and these threads that weave them together, and it's been such a fun exercise to be able to sit and enjoy this town and watch these incredible films. And so that's just on like a purely aesthetic level why the Olympia Film Society is so amazing in terms of the pure programming and the ideas. A lot of these films are rare films that I would have never heard of or been able to see anywhere else. And also, the fact that I've met so many amazing people. I mean, at least I feel like I have at least 6 new friends that I've made in the time that I've been here. People who live in Olympia, other guests that they've brought in here to come to the film festival. And just that service also in terms of building community and bringing in new and fresh ideas. And it's the thing that gave me life and made me who I am when I was a kid. And it's beautiful to watch this, that same spirit here. And I think it's what helps me feel incredibly at home right away. Any misfit anywhere in the world who grew up on a steady diet of weird independent films can come to Olympia and feel extremely at home because of the Olympia Film Society. My name is Avery Trufelman, and I'm a creator.